What's up, guys? We're back here on the Fresh Start servers, North America region, and this is Apex and the inflation and why this is going up and what we expect to see in the next couple of days, because currently we are all kind of free rolling. If you collected your 15 free days of patron status, that is about to end either today, tomorrow, or the next day. Also, the free 1-day patron status. So Apex price has been steadily increasing based on the fact that there's been it's the same amount of sellers there, but more people are just consuming it for different cash shop items. If this volume ever decreases, that's a bad sign. That means the sellers just aren't there. This also doesn't take into fact all the just trading window sales, people in Mirage trading, selling like that. There's a lot of people buying and selling Apex, transferring it through the new servers. Apex has steadily gone up because of inflation. There's a ton of gold being brought into the game. The only real main gold sink in this game is the regrading. Regrading is the biggest gold sink in the game, and a lot of people weren't necessarily doing regrading up until you get a decent chunk of money, because regrading is expensive for one, and you also need a decent weapon, at least an obsidian weapon, to start regrading and building it up. That's why these prices have started going up. Apex prices will eventually hedge off and kind of like sit for a while. For a long time, they were hovering right around like the 90 gold, 100 gold on our server. But as the gold started flowing in, people started getting farm carts, started doing trade packs over trade packs over trade packs, started doing the wagon follow trade packs with, multi accounts, alt accounts. That stuff all brings a ton of gold in. Then you got those Perta statues from underwater constantly coming in, bringing thousands of gold into the game. Then people are actually farming the ghost ships now. The ghost ships also bring a lot of gold into the game. So all these kind of end-level content stuff is bringing more gold into the game. You also have the Castle Siege Fund that brought in a decent chunk of money. It should have actually brought in a lot more money, but Trine Worlds kind of nerfed that 10,000 gold to all the winners. And that actually probably was a gold sink this time around. But yeah, inflation is happening, and for the next couple days, there's going to be a massive amount of inflation. Probably getting Apex up to 250 plus gold, because everyone's patron time is running out. If you are a person that bought the first month of subscription, and then you're going to kind of free roll, or if you're just a free-to-play player and you started at launch, you earned your patron, you consume that, your 30 days have been up, your 15 free bonus days that they gave you are almost up, depending on when you claimed that and when you got your first patron status. It means your time, your patron clock is pretty much ending either today, tomorrow, the next day, or the next, within the next week, your patron time is running out. So all those free accounts that got patron time via Apex have to now either purchase or consume 2 more Apexes to actually keep their patron status. Most people have patron status on in this game. If you're playing Archeage and you don't have patron status, you're doing it wrong. You're never going to catch up to people. You're literally a second-class citizen, or even worse, you're like a fourth-class citizen. You're not going to get anywhere. You're just a peon in this game. You have to have patron status in this game. So that's why about probably 80% of the people that you meet will have patron status on, and most of them are actually just using it through Apex. So we've got these big whales that are just buying tons and tons of Apex and selling them to other people, putting them on the cash shop. You'll notice here that this person is all the exact same person. And how we can figure that out, they were all listed at the exact same time. They all have the exact same sell price and bid price. This is all from one person. So generally, one person can produce tons and tons of Apex. And I personally bought a lot of Apex off of people in Mirage. And when you buy them, sometimes they sell you 10 or 5 at a time. People do spend hundreds upon hundreds of dollars in this game. Most people don't do that, but there are a few, and there are a few, even fewer, that will spend thousands upon thousands of dollars in this game. I have friends that have played Archeage and spent, $10,000 in this game. It's crazy. And you ask them kind of where it went, and they're like, regrading, or whatever, or ships, or, mainly it went into regrading, but they spent a lot of money in this game, and Apex prices will continue to go up. So, invest in Apex for a nice little return here for the next couple of weeks. I think after about a week or two, prices probably will settle right around like 275, maybe maybe get up to 300 and then sit there for a good amount of time. There's nothing dramatic coming on in the next couple days. The only thing that will dramatically shift Apex prices once again is when they introduce new cash shop items, because that means more people want to buy things from the store whenever they introduce new stuff. So they're bringing out battle pets next in either the January update or the February update. That right there will increase Apex prices a little bit, but there's nothing like severe, dramatic, crazy going on. The next thing that also will give a decent chunk of gold is the next sieges. Those will give a decent chunk of gold. We can take a look at how much the land is already worth, the siege funds up here. So 1,769, and this fills up for 3 weeks. So and this one's already at 4,766. So it hasn't even been a week yet, and these funds are already blowing up pretty big. This one's dramatically inflated already at 25,000. So the glitch, the error is still there. So these things are going to have to be manually fixed once again. So that could actually be a good thing for the inflation, because if these get fixed and only get 10,000 gold, that's great. Because I think probably normally these are going to give out about 15 to 25,000 every siege cycle, every 3 weeks to whoever wins. You may think that that's a lot. It is, but if the guild leader actually distributes it to his guild mates and uses it for guild stuff, it's not really that much. But if they wanted to and just kind of be selfish and buy a shitload of Apex, they could buy a shitload of Apex and then increase the Apex prices significantly. So those are big inflation factors. Anytime something happens in the cash shop, the castle sieges, those things will all bring massive amounts of gold into the system. Other than that, there shouldn't be any dramatic spike. You shouldn't see Apex jump up like double in one day. Apex should never go from like, say, 200 to 400 overnight. Apex will constantly, generally go up a few gold every day or two. We've seen a lot of increases in Apex in the last week. It's been going up about 5 gold every single day. And you can see that in the graph here. It will start to slow down quite a bit. So don't expect any craziness. But again, 250, probably where it's going to be in the next week. So I think once it hits that 300 mark, that will probably stay there for a little bit, hover right around there. But it will continue to grow over time as more items are introduced to cash shop, as more gold is brought into the system. It's inflation, guys. It's going to happen. It will eventually get up to 800 gold like on the old legacy servers. It's going to happen, guys. Expect it, but don't expect it for like 800, about maybe like 6 months or so. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next week. It's not going to happen next week. I expect max 300. 250 to 300 is where you should expect for North American Apex. You're already seeing that on the EU servers, Apex is about generally 50 to 75, maybe 100 gold higher. And that's because there's more North American players that actually go over to the European servers and like farm. We have just a bigger population base. So we go over there, farm, we buy Apex. Also, it's a little bit more expensive for the European players to buy Apex, so there's not as many cash shop whales because they have more taxes and stuff like that, government fees and regulations and all that crap. So those are the two reasons why European Apex is a little bit higher always. They're also about 2 days ahead of our Fresh Start servers, as they started a day earlier, and then we also had about a day of nonstop just blackout where you couldn't play in the North America servers. So that adds into the value of their Apex being a little bit higher than us. Alright guys, hopefully that gives you some insight onto what's happening with Apex, how I think it's going to go in the next couple days. Yeah, don't forget your Patreon time is running out, guys. I know I have to, consume some Apex myself and refresh those Patreon times. Or you could always just buy it with real life money. That's something that quite a few people do. But yeah, personally, I think it's easy to earn gold in game. So if you want to learn, follow the channel here. We talk about gold making activities all day long. That's what we do here on this channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you guys later.